Hello guys, welcome to another problem in the series of coding. Today we are going to do the problem majority element. Actually we want to do the problem majority element 2, which is what we are going to do. But to understand this better, we will do the first easy level problem, which is majority element, and then using this code itself we will extend and build the second logic. So given an array nums of size n, you have to return the majority element, and majority element is the element that appears more than n by 2 times. You may assume that majority element always exists in the array. Let's try to take an example to understand. I have actually written a lot of examples. Let's try to take lot of examples to understand this. So first we have this particular example 66536, right? What is the majority element in this case? So what is majority element? It should appear more than n by 2 times, where n is the size of your array. So in this case, what is the size of your array? It is 5. N is equal to 5, right? Now what is 5 by 2? So 5 by 2 is equal to 2, right? If you do the approximation, if you take the floor value, it is 2. So the element has to appear more than 2 times. More than 2 times. You can see that 6 is appearing here more than 2 times, right? Because 6 is appearing 3 times. No other element is appearing more than 2 times, right? So this 6 is the answer. Okay, let's take the next example. In this example again, what is your n? N is equal to 5, right? N is equal to 5. What is n by 2? N by 2, if you take the floor value, it is 2. 5 by 2, it's 2.5. If you take the floor value, it is 2. So the element should appear more than 2 times. Again, you can see that 3 is appearing here more than 2 times. 3 is appearing 3 times. So what is your answer? In this case also, answer is equal to 3. Okay. Let's take the next example. In this example, what is your n? N is equal to 3. What is n by 2? N by 2, if you take the floor value, it will be 1. So element should appear more than one time. Here you can see minus 3 is appearing more than one time. So what is your answer? Minus 3 is your answer in this particular case. Okay, let's take this example. N is equal to 3. N by 2 is equal to, if you take floor value 1, it should appear more than one times. But here you can see that 1 is appearing 3 times. So it is still the answer. It should just appear more than one times. We don't care if it appears even more times. It is good for us. Okay, so it is the answer. Now this is the last example. In this example, you can see that elements are competing. Okay, 1 and 2 are like competing. They're trying to overpower each other, right? So in this case, what is the n value? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. N is 7. N by 2, if you take the floor value, it is equal to 3. So the element that appears more than 3 times is going to win in this case. So you can see that 1 is going to win because 1 is appearing 4 times, right? And 2 is appearing only 3 times. So 2 is unfortunately not able to win. Now can two elements win? In this case, can ever two elements win? Think. So two elements can never win because see, if you want to distribute, if there are only two elements, right, that is the best case possible when two elements can compete, right? Best case, if there are only two elements, then they can compete with each other, but only one will win because to win itself, it should appear more than half times. So to win itself, it should appear more than half times. That means that element is winning, right? That means the other element has to definitely lose. Both cannot have a tie because for a tie, both will have to appear equal number of times, right? If they appear equal number of times, they'll be divided equally, n by 2, n by 2 times. But here in the question, it is given it should appear more than n by 2 times. So only one element can win. In this case, always only one element will win. Okay, so this is the logic. So in this case, the answer is 1. Okay, now this and all is okay. Examples are okay. Examples are easy to build. Okay, let's try to see what is the logic. So let me erase all this and let's see what is the logic. How will we solve this question? So in this question, basically we have to just find the element that is able to overpower other elements, right? That is the simple logic. Because as we saw, two elements, even if they are competing, only one will win. So you have to remember this. Okay, overpower. Now let us think in that way, which element is overpowering, that will win. So how will we know which element is overpowering? So let's do one thing. Every time an element is appearing, let's give it a life. Okay, let's say you are playing a game. Every time an element is appearing, we will give it a life. Okay, so you would have played games, you would have seen that there will be life symbol. So every time an element is appearing, we will give it life. Okay, and every time, okay, it is not appearing, some other element will shoot it and try to overpower it. Okay, so you have to remember these two things, life and shoot. I'm just taking this example of game so that you will remember this logic. If ever this question comes, you may forget the code, or but you will remember the logic or the story if you remember it this way. So the approach is, if an element is appearing, we'll give it life. Okay, if another element is appearing, it will shoot and try to overpower and try to be the candidate. Okay, so that is a simple approach. Let's take example and we'll be able to understand better. Okay, let's say now this is the candidate element. Okay, so the element that is our candidate, okay, that is currently 6. And what is its life? It is having a life of 1, right? It is having 1 life. Okay, now let's come to next element. Now it has appeared again. So what? So it is very good, right? It has incremented its life. It has come again. So first it had 1 life, now it has 1 more life, so its life is 2. Okay, now we are coming to the next element, 5. Now what will 5 do? 5 will go and shoot one of the 6, right? 5 can shoot only one of the 6s, so it will shoot one of the 6. And what will happen in this case? What will happen? So 5 will lose one of the life, and for 5 only 1 life is remaining. Okay, now let's go to the next element, 3. Now 3 also comes. 3 is also trying to shoot 6 because 3 wants to win, right? So 3 will also try to shoot it. Okay, so now 3 is shooting and its life is back to 0. Okay, now what happens in the next case? 6 has come. In the next case, 6 has again become alive. So finally it is having a life back again and it is winning. So it has got life back and game is over and it is winning. So this is the simple logic. So what is the approach is, if the element appears more than n by 2 times, even if other elements shoot it, right, it will still overpower and win because it is appearing more than half time. So even if other elements are going to shoot it, how many times will they be able to shoot maximum? Okay, they will not be able to shoot and eliminate all of its life because it is appearing more than half times. So it will somehow be alive and it will have life in the end. Okay, so that is a simple logic or approach. Let's apply this quickly on other examples also to convince you that this actually works. Okay, so let me erase this and let us, okay, we have already seen this example, so let me erase and give space. We'll see it in the next example. So in the next example we have 3 now. Okay, so what is your candidate? Candidate is 3. We will give it life of 1. Okay, next 2 is coming. So what is happening? 2 is saying I will shoot you. 2 is shooting this 3. Its life is back to 0. Okay, next 5 is coming. So now what is 5 doing? 5 is saying that 5 is seeing that the life of that element is 0. So 5 is thinking very good, so now I can win, right? Because the element 3 which was earlier is not having any life at all, right? So the candidate now becomes 5. And what will be the life? 5 is getting a life of 1. Okay, 5 is getting a life of 1. So this is the life of 5. Okay, now 3 is coming again. Now 3 is coming again. So what is happening? 3 will shoot 5. Okay, 3 will shoot 5. So now life of 5 is again becoming equal to 0. Now what happens? 3 again comes. 3 again comes. So now since the life of 5, observe carefully, life of 5 was 0. So 3 can now come and sit at the position. So 3 will get a life of 1 and it will shoot 5. Okay, so this is the simple game and your answer is 3 in this case because finally 3 is having a life of 1. So the element which is still having life left after all are still shooting it, if it is occurring more than half of the times, even if others shoot, they will not be able to eliminate all of its lives. Okay, so that is a simple logic. Now let's quickly see in 1 or 2 more examples and then we will move forward to our actual coding, and then we actually want to solve the majority element 2 problem. So it was important to build this logic. So let me just, okay, so let me just take this more example and then we'll move on to coding it. So in this particular case we have again, okay, initially, so let me erase this and let's start from the first. So what is your candidate? Your candidate is -3. It is initially given a life of 1. Now -5 comes and shoots it. So it is having life of 0. Next again -3 comes and it makes itself alive again. So it is having finally life of 1 left. So -3 is the winner. Okay, so that is your simple logic. So let me just code it. Okay, so we will code this approach and let me cut this. Okay, so you can give anything as the initial candidate. Okay, so let me give initial candidate anything. So let it be anything. Let's just simply give int min for now and we will make we will give life. Okay, so what is the life? Initially we will assign life 0, right? Our candidates are not having any life. Okay, now we will start for int I equal to 0, I less than nums dot size. So I will take nums dot size in a variable. Int n is equal to nums dot size. Okay, I less than n, I plus plus. So now we are going to iterate over the array. Now we are going to check. So what do we want to check, right? We want to check if we have to increment the life of this variable. How will we increment the life? So if nums of I, okay, is equal to candidate, okay, that means already that is a candidate, we want to increment its life, we are seeing it again. Okay, already it was a candidate, we are seeing it again. In that case, what we have to do, we have to increment its life. Okay, we will increment its life. Okay, else what? Else if all of its lives are exhausted. So else if life is equal to 0. Okay, all of its lives are exhausted. Okay, then in that case, what do we have to do? Some other element will be able to overpower and be able to win. Okay, some other element will be able to overpower and be able to win. Okay, so I hope that I have taken that example. Okay, let's take one more example still, if so that becomes much more clear. Okay, let's say 2 5 3 3. Okay, 3, this is your array. So in this case, what will happen? What is your candidate? Initially your candidate will be 2. Okay, and what is the life that it is having? Initially it is having life of, okay, this is the candidate, it's having life 1. Now what happens? Next 5 comes, 5 is shooting this element, so it has got life equal to 0. So now what will happen? This candidate 2 will not have any life. Okay, now what will happen? 3 will come, and what will 3 do? 3 will see that life of this candidate is 0, so 3 will become the candidate, and 3 will get 1 life. It has shot the other element and taken life for itself. Okay, now what is happening? Next again 3 is coming, so now its life will increment, its life will become equal to 2. Next again 3 is coming, and then its life will become equal to 3, right? So this is the simple logic. It will have 3 lives at the end. Okay, so that is a code. So that's what, if life is equal to 0, then what it will do, it will become the element. So candidate is equal to nums of I, and it will get a life of 1 by shooting the other element. Else what we will do, we will decrement the life of other element, right? So there are only 3 conditions. Now after this has ended, whatever candidate is having life left, right, that will be your answer. So you can simply return candidate. Okay, so let me zoom out and let us run this code, and let's see if it is working. Okay, so this is fine. Let me just submit the code and see if it is going to work for all the test cases. Yes, so it is working, it's fine also. Initially I had just taken simply any candidate, because anyway once we are iterating over the array, we will in the first candidate will enter into this condition, because life is 0. Okay, so it doesn't matter, you can take anything, since like you can take any number, but if you take any number, it may be problematic with the array if that number already exists. Okay, so that is the reason I have taken int min, because mostly in test cases they won't give int min, right? Okay, so that is the simple logic. Now let's go to the next question. So next question is majority element 2, right? So this is the question which actually we want to solve, and we build logic for this question. Now given an integer array of size n, we have to find all elements that appear more than n by 3 times. Okay, and we have to solve it in linear time and over one space. So again we will build the logic, right? So now what we had taken, let's build the logic. These are examples for the second question. Now what is the question? You have to find elements that appear more than n by 3 times. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me erase these above things, we don't want them to confuse. Okay, so remember the logic for that, and let us delete this. Okay, let us delete these elements. Okay, now let's look at examples here. So we want to find out elements that appear more than n by 3 times. So first let's take examples. Okay, in this case n is equal to 3, right? So 3 by 3 is equal to 1. If any element appears more than one time, it is the answer. In this case 3 appears, so 3 is the answer. Okay, let's take the next case. In this case n is equal to 5, right? So n by 3 is equal to 5 by 3. If we round it off, it's equal to 1. So any element that appears more than one time, that is the answer. So this is appearing, right? So this is the answer. Once again, 5 by 3 is 1. Yes, it is right. Okay, let us go to the next example. Next example, 1 2 3 4 5 6. N is equal to 6, right? So 6 by 3 is equal to 2. If any element appears more than 2 times, that is the answer. So in this case, you can see that 1 is appearing 4 times, so that is the answer. Okay, let us go to the next example. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. In this case 9 by 3 is equal to 3. If any element appears more than 3 times, then only it is the answer, right? So in this case there is no answer, because you can see 6 appears 3 times, but it is not appearing more than 3 times, so it is not the answer. Okay, in this case again 4 also appears 3 times, but it should appear more than 3 times to be the answer. In this case it is also not the answer, so in this case we have no answer. So that is the difference from the previous question. Previous question we always had an answer. In this case we will not always have an answer. Okay, what about the last example? In this case n is equal to 4, right? in this 4 by 3 is equal to 1 if you round it off. So it should appear more than one time. So in this case, right, you have two answers, 1 and 2, right? You have two answers, 1 and 2. So we saw a lot of examples, right? Why did we see a lot of examples? So that we could try to cover all the cases. So anytime you get a question, try to list down 5-6 examples, different examples, so that you can try to cover all the cases. So in this case, it is different from the previous question because there can be more than one answer, there can be no answer at all, or there can be one answer, right? So that is a simple approach. But how many answers can there be maximum? Can there be ever more than two answers? Think about it, right? So in this case, we saw in this case, right, when n is equal to 9, you see, even though elements are competing, none of them is winning because none of the elements is greater than n by 3 times, right? Can there ever be two elements more appearing more than n by 3 times? No, there can never be more than two elements appearing more than n by 3 times, right? It is not possible because if you are dividing the array, okay, if three elements have to win, okay, suppose three elements have to win, then in that case, how can all three appear more than n by 3 times, right? So logically it is not possible. So that is a simple approach. In this case, maximum answers, maximum two winners can be there, right? There can be zero winners, there can be one winners, or maximum two winners. These are the only possible approaches, and everything else is going to remain the same, right? In place of one winner which we were seeing last time, we are just going to see two winners maximum, and we are going to write the same code. So that's what I'm going to do. So let me do one thing, let me copy the same code, right? Then you will be able to understand it better. So let me copy this code and let me paste this code here. Okay, and now code is going to be the same, but what is going to be there? There is not going to be one candidate, there are going to be two candidates. So instead of declaring candidate, I will declare candidate 1 and candidate 2. Rest everything is going to be same. Okay, candidate 1 is going to have live 1, candidate 2 is also going to have live 2. Okay, now let's do the same thing. Now here I had only three conditions. Now I will have to give conditions for candidate 1 and candidate 2. Okay, in first case we had given this, if nums of I is equal to, in place of candidate I will give candidate 1. Okay, I will increment the life of the first candidate. Okay, in the second condition I'm just copying and pasting the same thing, I'm not changing anything. Just in place of candidate I'm giving candidate 1 and 2. Okay, in place of life I am giving life 1 and life 2. Else if life 1 is 0, now candidate is going to be candidate 1, okay, is going to be equal to nums of I, and life 1 is going to be 1. So again I will copy the same code and paste the same code. In place of life I am giving life 1 and life 2. In place of candidate I am giving candidate 1 and candidate 2. So that's it. And in the else condition you will not simply give life minus minus, there is no life, there is life 1 and life 2. Okay, so that's it. That is a simple approach. We have completed the code for the second question. Now in this question, okay, what is the issue is, we saw that there can be zero winners also, so we can never be sure that the candidate that we have seen is our answer. Okay, so let's try to take example to understand. So let's say, okay, so let's say you take example like this, 2 3, okay, 2 um, 2 3 5 um, 5 2, right, something like this. So in this case, what is, let's try to run our code on this. N is equal to 6. Okay, n is equal to 6, and what, for that element to win, it should appear more than two times. Okay, it should appear more than two times. So let me take some other example to try to show you that uh, the case when there are no answers, right, it should appear more than two times. So in this case there is no winner because 2 is competing, 3 is also competing, but none of them is appearing more than two times. Okay, so what will happen in this case, let's start and let's see the one time approach. Okay, so I have candidate 1, I have candidate 2, right? I have life, I have two more variables, so let me write them here, life 1 and I have life 2. Okay, so initially what is happening, so initially our candidate 1 will become 2 and it is having life of 1. Okay, next we will see 3, so 3 will become our candidate 2 and it is also getting life of 1. Okay, now 2 is coming again, so what will happen, 2's life will increment, so 2 will get another life. Now again 3 is coming, 3 will also get another life, right? So for 3 also life will increment to 2. Now 5 is coming, 5 is coming and shooting both the elements. So 5 is saying, so what is 5 doing, 5 is going to shoot both the elements. It is going to say, I am trying to overpower you, right? I will try to compete and win. So it is shooting both the elements and both of them will decrement their lives. So life will become 1 for each. Now 6 is coming. What is 6 doing? 6 is also going to decrement both of their lives again, right? So in this case there will be no answer. Okay, so in this case there will be no particular answer. Okay, but both of them will still remain as candidates, right? In the candidate we still have both of them. Okay, but they are not answers, right? So we can never be sure that they will be answers, so we will have to iterate over the array again. We will have to iterate over the array again, and we will have to check the count, right? Because we cannot be sure, we can only know if they are potential candidates or not, but we don't know if they are answers. So for doing that, I will again make count 1 equal to 0, count 2 equal to 0, and I will iterate the array again, and if candidate 1 is equal to nums of I, then I will again increment the count. Okay, and in the next case I will again do the same thing. If candidate 2 is equal to nums of I will increment the count of this. Now I will check. Okay, if count 1 is actually greater than n by 3, then only I will push it in answer dot pushback candidate 1, and I will give the same code for candidate 2. I will give the same code for candidate 2. If count 2 is greater than n by 3, and then finally I can return answer. So I hope I have declared answer. I have not, so I will just declare answer here. I will give vector int answer because we want to return answer, right? So that is the simple logic of the code. Now you may be thinking, just in case if you are thinking that we can finally check if life is 0, then that is not the answer. But it is not as simple as that. Sometimes life can remain also, but still it will not be the answer. Okay, so I will tell you that case. So okay, let's try to take this example to emphasize that point. Suppose candidate 1, okay, in this case it's going to be 3, and what is your candidate 2? It will become equal to 2. Now what are the lives? So 3 is having 1 life initially, 2 will also come and get 1 life. Now 3 will come again, and what will happen to 3? 3's life will increment by 1 because 3 is appearing again, right? So now after the end of the game, 3 and 2 both are having lives, right? Both of them are having lives. Both are potential candidates. But the answer you can see is only 3, right? Because what is n? N is 3. 3 by 3 is 1. N is just the size. There are 3 elements, so 3 by 3 is 1. We should find the element that appears more than 1 times. In this case, both were potential candidates, but only 3 was winning at last. So we can never be sure whether the candidates that remain are also answer, right? This is an important point in this question. In the previous question we always had winners. In this case we can never be sure. Okay. And here I have forgotten to give int, so let me give int so that it runs. So that is why in the end we have to still iterate to be sure that the potential candidate is still a winner. There can be 0 winners also in this case, so we cannot simply return them. We have to again check. Okay, it is an accepted solution. Thank you for being patient and listening.